Hello everyone and welcome to a special video episode about how to kill the enemy archer queen. It's very good for LavaLoonion and GoHog attacks mostly, but before that I want just to thank everyone for 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and really you guys are the ones that make me go on with this channel and produce those videos for you. So really great thanks to each one of you for subscribing on my channel and for spreading the word. So let's start with the episode. The main idea of this video will be showing you all of the situation that I encountered in my game with the Archer Queen and how I handled it, which troops I chose, and how I took her out. So that's the main idea of this episode. So most of the bases will look like something like that. They will have a core, they will have a mid ring, they will have an outer ring, and they will have the outside areas where most of the buildings are located, all the barracks, all the gold mines, and stuff like that. So, in my opinion, you can think of three places the queen can be. One of them is totally outside the base or next to the wall, so in part of the time she jumps outside the base. Second is noted by two, is behind one wall or behind two walls and jumps above that wall. So most of the time or part of the time she's just behind one wall. And the third is the queen in the core or jumps out of the core, so she's behind three walls. The next thing I want to talk about is the executing troops, and those are the troops that are actually killing the queen. In my experience, it's mostly the king, or minions, or lava pups, or a pekka in sometimes. And if you're doing a GoHog attack, mostly you will use wizards, witches, and the heroes for killing the queen. And another thing you need to take into account is the shielding troops, that's what I call them, and they're gonna give a shield to your executing troops. So the shielding troops are mostly the king, the queen, a golem, giants, or even balloons, and we're gonna see examples in this video about those as well. So the first situation will be the queen in spot 1, and usually that's the easiest way to kill the queen. If the queen is outside or behind one wall and is jumping outside part of the time, it will be pretty easy killing her. Usually you would want to use your king to do that, or sometimes minions if you really need your king for some other part of the attack. So that's for your decision. And usually you won't need any shielding troops because the king will lock on the queen and go right to her, and when you use it, the rage of the king, you will get the queen. Sometimes you will need a shielding, and it will be because someone put some defense, an arch tower, maybe a cannon outside the base before you get to the queen. So you want to keep your king alive and you might need some shielding. It might be a giant or two, it might be balloons, and we're gonna see examples for all of those cases. And that's it. Let's see some examples. So example number 1 will show an easy kill with the king. Example number 2 will show the same concept with minions. Just make sure that you wait for the queen to jump outside the walls and take her out. Example number 3 will show what you're usually gonna do in a GoHog attack. Send some wizards, witches, and your heroes to get rid of the clan castle together with the queen. So as you can see, Legendary Carrot already lured the clan castle, and now he brings them to the side into the queen's location, releases some wizards and witches and his heroes, and the king is going to get the archer queen after getting some buildings on the way. Now he locks on her and takes her out. In example number 4, I'm waiting for the queen to get closer to the possible release location, and then I'm sending the king right at her. So as you can see, I'm waiting, and now releasing the king. Example number 5 is a bit more tricky. There is an archer tower on the way to the queen, so I'll have to wait for the queen to jump out and then release 2 balloons as a shielding for the king. And now the king gets that army camp and goes directly to the queen and takes her out. So in example number 6, I'm using a shielding trick. So I'm releasing the king at the queen first, and as you can see, the cannon is shooting at the king, and then I'm releasing the hogs while that cannon is busy, and it gives me some shield for the hogs and lets them take some defenses on the way. So you should use that trick a lot. In example number 7, 2 wall breakers are used to detonate giant double bombs, and this saves lots of health for the heroes that are coming for the queen. It's a pretty cool trick. Example number 8 shows 2 balloons shielding again for the king. They're taking out the arch tower on the way and also saving health for the king, so he's able to take out the queen. So as you can see, the king is unhurt, and only now someone starts shooting at it, but it gets the queen. So the second case is the queen in spot number 2 behind one wall. Usually you will have to break through that wall and get that queen in this way, or use a golem, for example, for shielding and get some minions to that queen without breaking the wall. So let's see some examples. So in example number 1, the queen is behind one wall, a golem is deployed first, and the king is deployed right after it, and they're both shielding for some wall breakers who are going from the side while all of the defenses are busy with the golem. Those wall breakers break through 2 walls and allow the king to get the queen pretty easily. A bonus is clan castle luring. Example number 2 is a bit trickier. I'm using a golem first to shield. By the way, I'm taking out that cannon so it won't bother my golem and the king. So I'm releasing a golem and right behind the king. So the golem is shielding against those defenses. But as you can see, the wish tower is covering that wall. So I'm releasing 2 balloons or 1 balloon and then sending those wall breakers to get the wall and then get the queen. In example number 3, first of all I'm releasing the king and then few minions behind to clear some of the buildings. So all of the defenses are focused on the king and are not bothering the minions. And once the area is gonna be clear for more minions, I'm gonna send the minions right at the queen and take her out so the king is used as a shield. So in this example I was pretty lazy to plan a proper attack, so I just used the lava pups to get the queen. So 2 lavas are sent to the queen location, which is standing right next to an air defense, and once it pops, the lava pups under the rage are getting the queen pretty easily. In example number 5, a king is shielding for a pekka and wall breakers to get through the wall, and then the pekka locks right on the queen and takes her out. In example number 6, I'm using the pekka trick again. First of all, I'm doing some cleaning with the heroes, so the pekka will go directly where I want her to go. A balloon is used to get the Tesla down. Someone attacked this base before, so I know there's a Tesla over there. And now the king and the queen are released for the cleaning. And on the right timing, you can release your pekka so it will go right where you want it with the jump spell. In example number 7, I'm using a pekka again with a jump spell. The attack didn't really go as I expected, but that jump spell saved it. So first of all, I'm releasing the heroes to get some cleaning, and I release the pekka a bit too early, so it goes not where I wanted, but once I drop the jump spell, it goes back to the jump spell and gets the queen. So in example number 8, I'm using a golem to shield for some minions for the king and few hogs. So golem is deployed first. Once the queen is locking on it, the minions are released and are locking on the queen, and then the king and some hogs to do some damage and take out some air defenses. In example number 9, a golem is shielding for minions again. Example number 10, a golem is shielding for minions again, but this time I'm using a rage spell because the queen is a bit more far than usual and it helps the minions get the queen pretty easily. Example number 11 shows that not always you have to use 30 spaces for a golem. Sometimes you can use giants or hogs. So make sure you don't always spend the golem on that. And this time they're shielding for the minions. And example number 12 shows that balloons can be a good shielding as well, and this time taking out an air defense, and the minions are taking out the queen. Here's another example of balloon shielding for the minions. So first of all, some minions are used to clear some buildings, then balloons are sent at the cannon, and some more minions from behind getting the queen. In the next example, number 14, I'm starting the attack with the balloons and using the rage that is used for the balloons to get some minions behind and get the queen down. And last example in this case, and the trickiest, I'm using the fact that the queen is standing at some point right next to a defense, and you gotta release the balloons in the right timing so their splash damage are gonna kill the queen. It's pretty complicated to use, so not used so often. And now we can go to case number 3. The queen stand in spot number 3 means behind 2 walls. It's pretty complicated to do that, and usually you would use your lava pups to get the queen if it's a LavaLoonion attack, or if you're gonna force through the walls, you will use a golem and your heroes, usually wall breakers through the first wall, and a jump spell through the second wall. So let's see some examples. So in example number 1, we're gonna see a golem release with few wizards from behind for cleaning. The wall breakers fail to get the wall, but the king gets through it, and with a jump spell, he gets to the queen and takes her out. Example number 2 shows how to take out the queen with the lava pups. You gotta make sure that you drop the rage pretty deep, usually on the queen itself, and you gotta make sure that the queen is standing close enough to an air defense so that attack will go well. And as you can see, the rage is not so deep over here, but usually you would need it pretty deep and at least 2 lavas used. Also, if the X-bows are on ground, it's gonna help you a lot. Here's another example of using the lava pups. So I'm using 3 lavas and a pretty deep rage spell. To get that queen, make sure you wait for the lava to pop and drop the rage right before it pops, so you won't waste that rage spell. Example number 4 shows a typical GoHog attack, and usually you would go with a Golem and wizards and witches to clean up from behind, and then the heroes are gonna go with when the path is clear to get the enemy queen. Sometimes you would need a jump spell as well. And the last example for this case, a golem is used with few wizards from behind for the cleaning. Wall breakers are getting through the first wall, and the heroes are going right to the queen, so the king is released after the wall is down and the jump spell is used. In this case, the queen jumped out, but there's a possibility she wouldn't jump out and you would need that jump spell. In this case, the jump spell wasn't needed. If you like this video, don't forget checking the rest of the videos on the channel, subscribing, bringing your friends, your family, everyone to the channel. And you can see here my playlist, LavaLoonion, GoHog, War Recaps, Live Attack, Hogawui, Logo Wipe. I got some more playlists. You can check them out in the playlist section on the channel. And if you want to see my guides, you can go to my website. Just click here on the bottom of this photo and you will go right into my guides. That's it. Hope you like it and we'll see each other in the next video. Bye bye.